Good morning, everyone. We have Coach Payton for the conference call. Megan, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Patrick, and good morning, Coach. We'll begin with Andrew Mason of the Fan. Go ahead, Andrew.
Hey, Sean, when you studied the film of the pass defense, what did that reveal as far as some of the things that went wrong? And are there things that are happening in common, like with Cincinnati game and also some of the earlier games this month against the pass?
I think the difference is clearly we saw one of the better passing teams in Cincinnati, and so you got to give them credit relative to their execution. It was different than maybe the week prior where we had dropped some coverage. It's a handful. Just trying to decide how you want to handle those guys, and then the tight end and the runner as well. Just relative to throwing the ball.
Zach Stevens, DNVR.
Hey, Coach, first off, happy birthday. Hope you had a good day yesterday. Second, I wanted to know how you approach this game with Kansas City when it looks like they might be playing their backups, but you don't fully know yet. Does that change the way you game plan at all? And do you have a plan for backups and starters regardless of what they do?
I don't know that it changes the game plan because the scheme's still the same. I think you have to approach it like you're seeing starters at these positions. Obviously, NFL rosters are, it's not like you have a college roster, and I've been in this position before on the other side of it. So I think you're looking at the scheme relative to the game plan, and then planning on seeing the player that you're watching on film, and if someone else is in that spot, then so be it.
Mike Kliss, 9 News.
Yeah, Sean, curious on the timeouts called in overtime in the third possession. What was the reason behind that? Third possession of the game, of the overtime, and second for the Bengals.
Yeah, listen, you have them, and part of it is just calming things down. And, once you're in that part of the game, it's sudden death then. And so partly to give our guys a break.
Eric Dalala, DenverBroncos.com.
Hey, Coach, big picture, what's impressed you about Marvin Mims' growth this year and the step that he's taken in his ability to do things at a number of different spots?
Yeah, I think we've just kind of seen his confidence grow, and both as a receiver, as a runner, as well as a returner. And it's great to see. That obviously was an explosive play the other night, and then the catch he makes at the end of the game was unbelievable. So, he's got that vertical speed. He works his tail off at it, and I think he's good with the ball in his hands as a runner as well.
Parker Gabriel, Denver Post.
Hey, Sean, you guys obviously know the task in front of you this week. If you do get into the playoffs, then it's set that you would go to Buffalo. So whether it's your advanced guys or whatever, like, how do you handle knowing who the opponent would be when you get in? Like, does any prep work start on them behind the scenes? Or how does that look this week, knowing you have to get in and also who you play?
The work behind the scenes would all be advanced relative to logistics, hotels, all that kind of stuff. From a coaching perspective, it's all on Kansas City. But behind the scenes, certainly, every one of these teams, one of the challenges about going on the road in the postseason is you don't have that advance. It's pretty quick that you're looking for hotel accommodations. And so all of that, our group would be on top of.
Darren McKee, Altitude.
Coach, of course, hindsight is 20/20, but just curious, 48 hours, if you've had any other thoughts about not going for two at the end of the game.
Oh, certainly. You go through it all the time, relative to what the call would have been. Based on the outcome, you always second guess or you always do that as a head coach. And so I know I kind of felt I trusted my gut at the moment. But yeah, I think it's normal to do that.
Jeff Legwold, ESPN.
Well, I'm just asking this in general, but some of the older players were just talking about avoiding sort of discouragement coming out of the game. Saturday. Did you sense that in the team meeting at all or address it in any way?
Yeah, I told them after the game. I said, "Hey, this is part of it, and we don't get to choose." And you know, you guys have seen the big sign when you enter that locker room area. You know, you got to keep fighting. I like the grit on this team. I like the leadership on this team. I think these guys will respond appropriately.
Coach, that appears to be all the questions we have for you today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.